this is Carol Harnett with the last of 3 Work.Love.Play.Daily video blogs, one take, being filmed on the day after Martin Luther King Day. I want to get all my posts in for this week as I am going to be immersed in a client project and know I won't have time to do the posts. This last of 3 posts is going to be on return to work programs and the concept of return to work. And let's add the stay at work programs. And we're going to specifically address stay at work and return to work programs associated in and around absence and disability. The reason why, in complete honesty, that I got involved in the insurance industry because I was involved in healthcare and thought, famous last words, I will never work in the insurance industry, as the first job offer was extended to me that I turned down. Obviously, I changed my mind, but what allowed me to change my mind were 2 things. The first insurance carrier who successfully hired me said that I had an ability to do 2 things. That I would be able to influence the quality of healthcare that people receive. And I have always been fortunate in my experience in rendering healthcare to be involved in some state-of-the-art institutions, and I wanted more people to have that kind of access to that level of care. It was not expensive care, the quality was just very good, meaning that the results and outcomes were great. And the second thing that they promised me is that I could finally get to the people who are the number one drivers as to whether people get to stay at work or get to return to work, and that would be the employer. I had been working in a industrial rehab medicine center. I was actually running the industrial medicine division for the Kessler Institute for Rehabilitation, which is the number 2 ranked rehab hospital in the country. And we had outstanding results in getting people back to work and keeping them there. 1 year later, more than 95% of our clientele was still working, and that was phenomenal. And I someday should probably talk about how we were so successful. But the thing I will never forget is one of the things that we did is we always walked our clients back to work. And I, too, did that, even though I was involved in administratively running the center and only saw a small clientele. And I can tell you, when you cross somebody across that threshold, they are so nervous and they are so scared about how they're going to be received. And that one of 2 things always happened. Either everybody was just waiting for them and saying hi and saying they missed them, and you just watch these people just relax and just smile, and off they go. It's like putting your kid on the school bus. And then the other people, the supervisor would be arguing with us that they couldn't do the accommodations, and that it was the HR person who said they could take them back, and you just watch this poor worker, and it would just break your heart. You know, they knew they were ready, but they were so upset by the circumstance. So I thought if I went to the disability insurance industry that I could help change that. At least that's the bill of goods that was sold to me. Here is what I have learned. Every carrier says they have an outstanding return to work program. And you know what? They all have good variations to great variations of that. There probably isn't a lot of difference among the carriers in their ability to return to work. And here's why I will say that. Some people will tout the number of voc rehab counselors they have and the number of nurses that they have, but particularly in return to work, you're going to talk about voc rehab counselors. And what I will tell you is this, that voc rehab counselors are outstanding. I love working with them. But we were able to train claim examiners to be just as successful, almost always, as the voc rehab counselors were. Because here is the linchpin moment in return to work. It always will be the employer's willingness to accommodate somebody to either stay at work, to work part-time, to work remotely, and to come back early. The employer really holds the key. And the challenge for employers, because we're all human, so this is not to denigrate employers, the challenge to employers is this. We want to do that for people we like. We're not so sure we want to do that for people we're kind of happy who went out of work. Frankly, sometimes the supervisor encouraged to go out of work. So in the carrier world, in the third-party administrator world, yes, they should have a focus on knowing how to talk to employers about return to work, how to talk to physicians about return to work. Physicians really aren't well schooled in people's ability to return to work and still seek treatment. They need to be able to do that. Voc rehab counselors certainly are a key player in being able to do that, but your claim management staff, your claim examiner staff, your claim adjudicator staff can be just as successful or almost as successful at doing that. It really starts with the focus. So the focus on the carrier and third-party administrator, and I'll tell you most of them do this, but it depends on the employer's willingness as well. So that's my opinion and my experience on return to work, both from as a clinician and as somebody who worked in the insurance industry and now consults into it. So this is Carol Harnett with yet another one-take Work-Love.Play daily video blog, saying that I hope you've experienced some great work today, that you're going to enjoy some wonderful love, and that you still get a chance to play. Thanks.